All right. It's been a while since I really got into the YouTube space. Lots has happened, but it's fine. This is going to be what it do. Appreciate you. We're gonna go ahead and get deep into these charts, and yeah, got quite a bit of stuff. London session had a nice little spot right here. Fell asleep waiting for it, but nice little push to the sweep. Kind of came into here, and then we're going to go to that block. So we're going to see what the market has for us. Let's go ahead and get these opening ranges set up. We got a massive drop off in itself. Come on, get up there. And there it is. Okay. Go ahead and unlock that. Let's set everything up. Need all of you. 15, 16, right there. All right, perfect. So we got the Asian session right there. London session right there, right inside of my range. And then New York session is about to open up very soon at 9:30. All right, so we got our ranges for the morning. Now, I want to kind of point out something. Let me lock this and come back. So we had a very interesting order block here overnight. This area here, I plotted it based on, yep, no, right there. So whenever you're looking for an area of where buyers and sellers exist, this area right here was very interesting, and we could kind of see how the price action kind of operated here. If I go to a lower time frame, like a 30-minute, you can see it again. It was just an area where buyers pushed it up here, but sellers were strong enough to push it down from where buyers and sellers exist. That's your order blocks, right? But the funny thing about it, they wanted this area here. And that's when I kind of noticed a pattern here. And I was like, oh, well, they pushed it through here, they pushed it through there, they pushed it through here. And we just kind of did this dance back and forth. Um, what is this? I don't know, one of my clients just sent me something. Crazy. Right. And what you want to kind of catch is these opportunities, because what you want to do, and we want to put ourselves in a place, right? And this is the word I want to kind of say. We want to put ourselves in a place where we can sell this to the highest bidder, right? So we buy low so we can sell high. So that's where the sellers are sitting here. And then if it got inside of this block, that could have been a nice little spot. So just something as simple as this, a lot of people say, well, this is manipulation. I'll be working on a series that's going to break down the term of manipulation in its totality. That let's just say I don't think it exists for the most part, but I'm going to entertain everybody by saying that you know at the end of the day, y'all just using it wrong. But just from this wick here, I have to kind of double tap it here to the top of this block, which eventually it does it over here, is 669 ticks. So that's what we're going to be trying to look for. We're going to see if we can find something very similar to that along the way. We got ourselves a nice little fair value gap that's right here. Just mark it off. This is a bearish fair value gap. Look at that. They stopped right at the 50%. They're trying to build that position to try to push it back up. So we kind of are building this nice little trend line that looks something like this going into the market. So we'll see what happens with that information there. I do have some older trend lines as well, and this is where the structure was. And this was one broke, this was one, and does this break the same way that that broke and made lower lows? Won't know, but we'll find out along the way. Actually, let me fix this line because this one is not there anymore after making that lower low. This is our lower high. or maybe even here. This is our lower high that creates that lower low. This is our micro trend attempting to reverse its fate. This is going to be a very pivotal point. Let me mark off these points, this one too, and possibly this one. If we do something crazy, especially we're going into the new month and Good Friday and all that good stuff, these could be two very important areas. 25, 23, 538, 25, 23, 574, and 24, 242. Those are going to be very interesting areas just based on what's happening here. But without adding any confusion, let's go ahead and get rid of the trend lines. Let's lock that. And we'll just focus on this here. All right, we got ourselves 5 minutes. Let's just do a quick rundown. Let's see what's going on with GC. There's my good friend that was over there. They want to push it up. They do. Let me mark off this fair value gap first. Here's ourselves a fair value gap right there. There's fair value gap. See how they're rejecting it there. They're trying to build a base, not giving up this bullish fair value gap. So where you could reload for more upside, I think I should be wide, but let's go meet in the middle. Let's go. This is very subjective. I'm doing something normally a little bit different than what I normally do, but this is what I will be looking at, right? If it gets under 445.97 and they start to really put some pressure, this can sweep the liquidity and they come down into this order block here, which is where you see this little doji here. So let's go ahead and mark that off. I'll mark this as a reload. So we got a bullish order block that's right here. We got a bearish fair value gap that acts like an order block there. I use TradingView. They're pretty good. I like them. I have them for a personal account, and I also have them for my prop firm that I operate with. The prop firm that I operate with is Elite. The links will be down in the description when I get back to my desk. So I'll send that as well. All right, make sure I have everything going. All right, cool. All right, we got so like 2 minutes. What else can I cover? Let's go with oil because everybody's. No, I did not. Let's go ahead and look at CL so that we can get a little bit of what's going on with oil. Kind of similar to what I was saying earlier as we was coming through this area. I forgot where did I draw this? I got you back here. Okay. So we kind of swept down here, so all that good stuff, right? Probably on the higher time frame. Let's get rid of my indicators and those. All right. Let's get rid of that drawing. Okay. So with oil, kind of the same thing is happening here. They're in and out of the range. So let's go ahead and mark off this. I would say this could be it right here, something like that. Very tight range. But if you don't know, this thing is moved by pennies. So get rid of that. I heard they merged with Ninja. Yeah, Ninja Trader purchased them. Really? I did not know that. But I don't do it. I was gonna say if you could probably look on the web for the APK, but you're talking about brokerages. You don't want to play with that because there's so much bad actors. They might have a bad APK and they could try to hack your information. So I would say just wait for it to get back to the store again. Are you able? Because sometimes Google Play lets you do a request. Can you request for it? Because I know on the App Store we're still there. I still use mine. Worst case scenario, go to TradingView.com. They still do like a mobile version of that screen as well. All right, so real quick, so if we fill right back into here, this will confirm that they can't make a higher high. So look for a potential wedge action that looks like this with order blocks that can be refilled over and over. But they're making a bull case, they're really done. Oh, there we go. Action is on. Let's go check out NQ. They want that fair value gap. They're doing their best to do so. But the selling pressure really starts to hit it. Probably going to be very interesting. Still neutral on this order block here based on the parameters of this area here. They're doing their best case to be bullish. Let's zoom in here. Tight. It's because here's the fun thing about this is that they could be going after the psychological level. Let me bring these in. And that psychological level will be 23,500. It's going to be tough for them because that fair value gap is the reason why we're down here in the first place. So they're doing their best case to kind of erase. This is the bullish fair value gap that has built this momentum to this upside, which I won't be surprised if people start to take some more of their profits along the way. Yeah, those are our key critical points. Let's go ahead and fix our opening range. Let me switch this off 15-minute chart. All right, that's our opening range. This is our bottom here. I'll lock that. There's our bottom here. And this is our top so far. All right. Very drifty up, really because of the psychological level here. And I could see this being very tough for us to break through because we got quite a bit. Actually, let me come up to a weekly. We got quite a bit of stuff that we have to deal with here. Oh, you know what? I did say I was going to go ahead and add my new levels because just in case this breaks down, I want to be prepared for that. Hold on. We unlock the 750, as close to 750 as possible. Come on, get there. Of course, you're not going to get there. Make this tighter. I guess that's as close as I'm going to get it. So let me go ahead and do it manually then. All right, let's get these 25 cents out the way. Let's say the app isn't supported on your phone because it is made for an older version of Android. Yeah, that's because they bought them, yeah, I could imagine that their research and development team is just completely trash and they're focusing on gutting because TraderVate is better than NinjaTrader. I'm gonna tell you this right now. And I won't be surprised those that are in NinjaTrader, they're trying to gut out the whole entire TraderVate structure and they're trying to hold it for their own. And take a look and see if the TraderVate app is available now, because they could be gutting it and not TraderVate on NinjaTrader. NinjaTrader app, they probably be gutting it and trying to force everybody to get a NinjaTrader. That could be the reason why. All right, so we got our levels in. So what I wanted to kind of point out, right? We got this whole entire setup where right around 2025, I'm afraid that we could get to this top here because here's Liberation Day, and this is our break out of that, and we're very close to testing the top after breaking. So think of it as a weekly break here, retest, and then the conversation shifts to do we continue? This bounce is not working in their favor. I don't suggest that they make this bounce. You want them to kind of reverse it when we touch here, but they're probably too afraid that they don't think they got the momentum. Very strong selling pressure here. All right, let's get back over 15 minute. See what this is looking like. They still pushing it up. And it could be retail traders exploring this, but I digress. Let's go over to the 30 minute. No problem. Anytime, anytime. All right. So for my scalpers, I got a little bit of fast food covered for y'all. Let me go ahead and set this up. Come on, get there. All right, that's that. And put this on this side. If you haven't signed up for 1 inch one shot, please, by all means, totally free. Go check it out. All right, let's see. Get that there. And let me bring, come on, get there. Come on, technology. There we go. See if we can find any scalps. So far, there is a quick scalp of going long, which I'm thinking they're going to get the whole fair value gap, especially after breaking the structure here. So let me go ahead and post this. Very, very high risk. Okay. Do not do this with money that you care about. Like this is probably light your money on fire. All right. So the entry will be at 449. So let's go ahead and post this right here. This is what it would look like. Entry at 449, probably get ourselves a nice little continuation. TP1 would be 517, which would be the test here. To be honest, I think it might stop at like 500. I'm not gonna lie to you, because this has been a very, very tough area to hold. But I could see them, taking this level, pushing, get to 517. If the momentum really takes off, that means we'll be sweeping pivot points, and we'll probably be looking at like 620. They're very possible. So just plan accordingly. That's what to say. That fair value gap is really beating them up. But again, very high risk, very high risk. Like this is a 5 minute play, and this is just trying to catch the momentum of how the market opened up. All right, let me put this as a 1 minute chart as we get into scalper mode. And this is going to go away for right now. Oh, at least I have my market dominance on here. Nope, let me turn that on. And I've been focusing on Pinky more often. So let me turn Pinky on and see if anything stands out as we get there. If you don't know, I created my own proprietary algos that allows me to kind of see the market for what they are. And yeah, let's see how this holds. Patience, patience, patience. Starting to really chop up here. All right, so this is the order block that I was telling y'all about. Because we closed above here, it is a bullish order block for right now. So this could be a reload area right off of this level. Again, I think the true scalp is going to be this 449 level. So just be patient, wait for it. Still nothing, folks. Very drifty. I would say, if anything, I would say if we could get a push back down to this area, get a bounce here, we could probably take a position here, looking to sweep the sell side liquidity that steps into there. This bounce could be that, but not really confident on that because that fair value got kind of smacked it really hard and pushed it back down. Let's put this over at the 5 minute chart. Uh, yeah, so it sounds like something fell upstairs. All right, so yeah, they might have reloaded here, treating it like an order block. Move the screen over here. I have my zone over there. I can see more of this option chain. All right, so I'm thinking about this 570 calls. All right, what I'm going to be leaning on. I'm going to look for this 5 minute to close. Yeah, let's tweak this a little bit. Looking for this 5 minute to close above this 449 level. Giving me a little bit more confidence that we probably could go up there. Again, like I said, it's 517 is what I'm looking for. I'm not gonna lie, but I got a very strong EMA sitting right here. Got a 500 level right there. Not the easiest of things there. Look at that 449 being tested again. Losing support. And these scalps are designed with an expiration, folks. It's under 15 minutes, so we're looking for this basically collect like 2 5 minute candles when we close above that level. But they're just expiring in like 39 minutes. If it doesn't happen, just be conscious and close off your trade along the way. We got above that 445, 449 one more time, but it's still not a close. If you do nibble at that 449, the next time it gets above 449, just make sure it's something you don't care about losing, folks. Just tell you this right now. Make sure it's something you don't care about losing. All right, we got a little bit of a push there. Let's see if we get an explosion. All right, so let's see that at the 5 minute mark if this thing closes above that 445. Because I really think that this bullish order block right here, they used it as support, and we could get ourselves a nice little pop to this area, and then enjoy a scalp. Enjoy a good scalp. Come on, hold your water. All right, got 60 seconds here. Come on, don't you dare. So they gave one instance of it being above 449, right? This is the second instance that did not end up over 449. We got to the spike up right here. Like they're gonna sweep it down. Let's see how far they go. 19 seconds. All right. Maybe they reloaded this area here. Because we got very close to filling this whole fair value gap. All right, let's see if we get about 449 here again. New 5 minute candle. That is a long wick for a 15 minute. Let's lock this. Our opening range is set. All we need is a nice little explosion, getting the rest of the fair value gap, tapping right there. I won't be surprised. There's a lot of sellers sitting right here. But that 449 needs to hold. Let's get a higher high here. There we go. That's what we like to see. Let's get a nice little push. Let's see. So if we can get an opening range breakout right here, we should be able to see something positive. Right now, staring at 18, 21%, give or take. Let's see if we can get a nice little cascading sweep. Get through that fair value cap, touch 500, 25%, 23. Target is at 500. Real target is 517, of course, but we want to see how this holds. 26%, 27%, 30%. One more push. Mm-mm-mm. Come on. Oh. Was that all you had? Was 20%? Is that all you have? Is that everything that you got? Come on. Get up to that 500. Just high five it. You know how the kids go down the stairs and they see that wall, they have no choice, but they just have to tap up there. Just high five. So you gotta do high five. Right there at 500, 23,
I'm
500.
I'm missing all this fun and I can't log in my trader rate for some stupid reason.
You can't log into your TradingView
No, it says configuration, something failed configuration.
on
And
your phone or on
no, on my
your
computer
desktop.
desktop.
You
Because
tried the TradingView.com website versus the app.
well, I'm trying to do it through the trader view.
Oh, geez. Yeah, I would
It's
say
supposed to
try
be
TradingView.com.
it's supposed to be in demo, right?
Yeah, you're supposed to select demo. Yeah, correct.
Yeah, but yeah, see, I just try to get on there, but it's not allowing me for some stupid reason.
And that sucks.
Then I saw that I was going to take that up,
Mhm.
and I was like, let me get some of that. It just says checking, and then it says comes on. It says error, failed to log in. Account configuration is invalid. I don't know what the fuck that means.
Mhm.
Hmm. Well. Story of my life. So how we do?
This thing is doing some funky stuff.
You taking it up?
Yeah, they got really close to my target, so I just took my 23%. Live to fight another day. Oh, I should have held on to that thing. There goes the
Oh my
ribbon.
God. There's your five. There's your high five.
There goes the 517. I was waiting for it, but it was like it was taking so long, and I didn't want the last 20 seconds to kind of screw me. And boom, it finally explodes. But still, I took about 35%. Right there, it's probably like 50%. So from here, listen, folks, you're on your own. All right. So TP2, if you want it to be very risky in itself, look for TP2 to get to 23,620. So there might be a little bit of a retracement here as we have broken a key level, which is this area. This is a pivot point to the bearish side. So this can cause very massive rejections in that regard. So just plan accordingly. So that said, for all of y'all over in the YouTube space, we're gonna have to bid you a fond farewell. That way I can talk to the folks over here. So don't forget, like, subscribe, share it to your friends and family, and I will see y'all next time I do one of these.